Hello everyone, it's Shadow Ready here, playing some more World of Warships. Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 worst ships to be playing. And the reason why I think these are bad, they're just bad for beginners, and if you can, use your free XP if you can to get past these ships. But if not, they're going to be a grind, I'm not going to lie. Or they're just not very good in some way, shape, or form. So just be aware of that whenever I'm making this list. Once again, every ship is going to be, dependent on your player skill sets, and everything could change. You could get some buffs. Who knows if that's ever happening, but things are going to be kind of subjectable. But these are my top 5 ships that are just awful to play. Number 1 is the ship that you're watching right now, the Kansas. She's slow, she's got a lot of armor, which is nice, but her guns are very hit or miss, very inaccurate, and they take forever to load. Oh my god. It's basically the Colorado 2.0. And to be honest with you, I just don't like that playstyle. It's too slow for me. I like a little bit fast pace or doing something. I feel like you're not doing anything in this ship. And if you don't know map awareness whatsoever, it's going to hurt you in the long run. Not going to lie, because this ship right here, it's good on paper, but if you're not in the right place at the right time, or if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you get punished very, very hard for it. Which is why this is one of my least favorite ships, and to be honest with you, the least favorite line of the US is basically going to be this type of tech tree of the heavy battleships. But to each their own. Some people love them, some people hate them. It's going to be up to your play style. So, enough ranting about the Kansas. She's okay. Later on, the ships are better, so it may be worth it for you, maybe not. Alright, at number 2 is gonna be just a whole tech tree line, I'm sorry, but the Pan-Asian destroyers. The reason why I say they're awful, they're actually, some are pretty good, but the biggest downside is the deep water torpedoes, and that limits you so much. Your basically only focus are gonna be battleships and some heavy cruisers, and some aircraft carriers. Aircraft carriers are even hit or miss too, so that's, like 50% of the things that you could shoot at are gone. So that kind of sucks, and not gonna lie, it's just one of those things that, yes, you could learn the play style and play a little bit better and play around them. Yes, they have some decent guns here and there, but basically your torpedoes are just limiting you in every way, shape, or form, because you're just not able to do your maximum damage. Because I have totally forgotten, and I'm getting in a brawl with another destroyer when I shouldn't have. And they totally own me because I forget my deep water torpedoes doesn't do anything to them, and I've just lost everything because I used my torpedo strike, went right underneath them, and I look like a fool. So that's just something that you have to watch out for. Yeah, if you get a hit on a battleship or anything that's like a deep water target, it does do a lot of damage, but I mean, it's not worth it, in my opinion, as a new player. Later on, if you really like it, you can learn those play styles, but just be wary of that. That's the reason why I put that as number 2 on my list of what to watch out for. Number 3 is going to be anything tier 5 cruiser related. But I'm looking at you, Omaha. It's basically the first time that you guys are basically learning how to play the game, because at tiers 1 through 4, you're learning to play the game, and this is where reality kind of sets in. That this is where you need to learn how to start angling. It's not so much that it's bad per se, because you have the certain mindset already in the game, and the game doesn't tell you about angling and what citadels are and that type of stuff. So it's just a huge learning curve to learn about. So that's the only reason why I don't like them per se, is I just wish there was, a little bit of a warning, like, ahead of time, because at tier 4, tier 3, like your St. Louis and some other ships below that, you're just blazing away and just doing all types of craziness and setting fires everywhere. It's whenever tier 5 hits reality and you're just like, oh, I need to play this game a little bit different because I'm getting one-shotted all the time, because that's basically what happens. So that's just something that it's more of a learning opportunity. Not so much that I hate them so much. You do grind, like you can get past these lines really fast and move on to tier 6, but this is where you're supposed to learn. You're not supposed to be broadside onto a battleship, basically. So at least that's what that is. So we're going to be moving on to number 4. Number 4 is going to be the Fubuki. I just hated this destroyer. She has a lot of pros. She does have some, or she doesn't have that many pros, to be honest with you. I mean, it's just really, like, they're trying to make the split between, you know, destroyers, and it's awful. The grind on this ship it does take a little bit of time, and it just continues on, to be honest with you, which I think is the Hatsuhiro. I don't know. The 2 torpedo boats kind of suck until you get a little bit further on to like the Izumo and the Shimikaze. That's whenever they kind of stride. It just, the first couple of ones, it just sucks. Their torpedoes are, you can spot them from orbit and everybody can dodge them, and it just sucks. To be honest with you, you're just like very disappointed. And this is the one that I probably would suggest maybe using some free XP if you have any, because it's just, it just helps you out in the long run, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion, but once again, some people may love it, and good for you. I'm glad. I just was not one of those people that loved it. Before we move on to the last ship, please feel free to subscribe to this channel if you're enjoying this stuff. I make stuff about this all the time, just new beginner tips and tricks and all that type of stuff, and I'm also doing some other fun stuff along the lines, and I'm figuring out shorts. Yay, shorts. So if you want to be in the know, make sure to subscribe. And if you're feeling nice, feel free to hit a like. Maybe hit that little bell icon too. It means the world to me. So number 5 is going to be the Izumo. It just does not make any sense on why this ship is in this tech tree, to be honest with you. You're used to a normal configuration like what you're seeing with the Kansas right now. It's just later on, it just doesn't make sense. You have like a weird gun placement which you barely use, and you just use it for one gimmick, and it's just a lot of XP to grind through, to be honest with you. So it just takes a while because you want the end goal, you want the Izumo, but you have to go through the Izumo, and oh my god, why? Why do they put this ship in this game? I get why, because it's gonna be the, you know, deterrent, and it just frustrates me, because like, for example, if you're gonna do that style, at least make it like another tech tree or something like that, because you're changing the play style of that ship is just so drastic, because your guns are at an awkward angle and it just has weak armor. Granted, that does help you about like learning about the Izumo or not the Izumo, the Yamato. I've said it probably twice now, but the Yamato has some weak armor around the cheeks of its, basically the cheeks around the gun placements up at the front. So, you know, it just sucks that you have to go through this ship to get to the Yamato, because I wish there was like a ship that was kind of similar, and they've kind of gone off the deep end with like all the different premium ships. I wish they would have just put that as a premium ship, and then boom, there you go. Have a great day. But that's my opinion. Let me know down in the comment sections what you believe, and have a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.